Peter Parker's parents being spies works in the Ultimate Spider-Man Universe TV show. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't like Ultimate Spider-Man. Please do not be bashing the show down in the comments. This is just a theory. Now, in the comics, we do learn that Peter Parker's parents were spies that worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. and that's why they were killed. And a lot of people, somehow Peter Parker figured out, somehow someone said like, oh, they're disgraced from S.H.I.E.L.D. because they did yada yada, and Peter Parker goes on and figures out that they weren't disgraced, that they were doing the right thing, but he never goes and like tells anyone else. He kind of just keeps it a secret, which is just found weird. I think that's why a lot of people didn't like that sort of the story, because like no one in S.H.I.E.L.D. really says anything about his parents. Like there's no like bad blood or anything. It's just like, oh, your parents are spies and we're going to completely drop it. No, this could have been an interesting story. Why I think this works mostly in Ultimate Spider-Man, even though they never say outright that Peter Parker's parents were spies, is because Nick Fury. Because in the very first episode, Nick Fury is on tail of Spider-Man. Like once he goes up to Spider-Man, he's like, oh, I know who you are. I've been spying and tracking you. You are Peter Parker. And I find this very odd because most of the time, Nick Fury does not care for Spider-Man unless he thinks that Spider-Man has killed someone. Now, why would Nick Fury care? Because why would he care? Because most of the time he does not. And I always find it weird because, like, we remember the episode where Nick Fury sets cameras in Spider-Man's house? And when Peter Parker goes up to him like, hey, that's not cool. Like, my Aunt May lives in here. You can't do that. And none of his teammates really even care. They never be like, you know what? Yeah, it isn't cool. We'll help you, like, talk to Nick Fury. No, they're kind of on the sideline with Nick Fury. But I always wondered, like, why does he do this? Well, like, what is Nick Fury dynamic with Spider-Man? Because most of the time he's, like, counseling him. He's like more like a mentor, like a father figure. But I'm just like, why? Well, it's because Peter Parker's fans were spies. Like, if you know someone or like the government or like a child, even if you like don't think the child knows anything about the parents, most of the time you would like at least like keep a close eye on them, see what's going on. Like, I think Nick Fury in this universe had a better relationship with the Parkers, so he kept a closer eye on the son. In the other most universe, he didn't really care for, like, the son, so he just, like, you know what, he could do whatever he wants. But in this universe, he had a much more close-knitted connection with the Parkers, so that's why he kept an eye on the son to see what he's doing. That's why he figured out that he was Spider-Man. I know there's, like, probably another reason how he figured out, like, Peter Parker got, like, undressed in front of a stupid camera because he's, like, you know, Peter Parker. But I do like that example. And that's why he's always, like, on Peter Parker, even when Peter Parker's like, hey, leave me alone. Like, I need my own time to be away. No, he completely invades Peter Parker's life because he knows exactly what happened to his family and feels a little bit of guilt and remorse. Now, we do know, I said it again, in the comics that, like, his, like, family are traitors. I think maybe they are, like, war traitors, and Nick Fury did disgrace them, and then later on, it was Nick Fury who figured out that they weren't traitors, so that's why he's, like, not saying anything to, like, Spider-Man, because he knows the truth that they aren't traitors, and that's why he's, like, trying to tutor or give Peter Parker these lessons. And another reason why I think Peter Parker's parents are, like, spies in this universe, because you forget that in Aunt May and Coulson episode where they go on a date, and the Beetle comes in and he's mass mercenary. He goes and tries to, like, take people down, and Coulson's the only one, like, been able to, like, take him down. He goes and kidnaps May. Now, May, at the very end of the episode, she seems to be able to completely take over this, like, I think shield thing, or, like, a helicopter with a rocket or something. Be able to completely, fully function that. I'm sorry, but there's no way in hell that would be able to be possible. I know this is just a cartoon. It's just like, oh, it's cartoon logic. But think about it. You must have some level of training. Now, this could be indication that, yes, she did have some level of training, but sometime in her life, she must most likely stop the training, most likely when she met Ben Parker, that she completely dipped out of the thing. Like, she knew something about Peter Parker's family, but like Nick Fury, she is keeping quiet. Now, I don't think she knows anything about Nick Fury and her, like, them being spied on. Like, maybe later on in the season, she figures out, like, oh, she has been keeping a closer eye on my nephew, but she doesn't quite click the pieces that the reason why S.H.I.E.L.D. was keeping tabs on Peter Parker wasn't because he was Spider-Man, it was because of the parents. Now, tell me, like, down in the comments, you guys could just tell me this is completely ridiculous, it makes no sense, but just think about it for a minute, and then just, like, come back to me.